Hello everyone, welcome to the new class of biology. The previous classes we discussed about how the reproductive systems of male as well as female has different parts. Today's class we will actually discuss how the reproduction process mainly takes place in a certain group of organisms. Okay, so, if we consider the thing that we are well aware about is see how the reproduction process takes place. It's simply quietly very simple to understand how this process actually takes place. See, what happens during an intercourse or during a reproduction process, the sperm which is being produced or which is being formed from the uh, male reproductive system just enters into this vagina. Okay, the sperm just gets entered into this vagina, and through this vagina, when it gets entered, the sperm meets at the egg which is being formed in this ovary, and this ovary just pushes out the egg from here into the uterus. Okay, it is just pushed out into the uterus. In here, the male reproductive system's sperm, or we can rather say the sperm which is being produced, that sperm meets here with the egg, means this egg meets the sperm. Okay, the egg meets the sperm. Actually, this sperm is the male part, male reproductive system part of male reproductive system, and this egg is actually the part of female reproductive system, right? That we know very well. Now when they fuse together, what happens? The main thing that happens here is that this both structures form together, the male part and the female part form together, and at here, which is known as the lining of the uterus, a zygote named structure is formed. A structure by the name zygote is formed. So, what is actually a zygote? If we consider what is actually a zygote is nothing but a type of cell which is formed by the fusion of male and female gamete, or we can say germ cell. Zygote is actually formed by the fusion of male and female gamete. Okay, so that's what actually zygote is. So this zygote, when this thing is formed, a process is occurring there, the fusion of male and female zygote. This process is actually known by the name fertilization. Okay. The fusion of male and female zygote is actually known by the name fertilization. I think it's very clear to you, and you might have studied in your lower classes. Okay. So this is what happens in the fertilization process. The female and male gamete fuse together to form the zygote. Now, what happens to this zygote? This zygote slowly gets developed. The male and female, we know the male and female gamete fuse to form zygote. This zygote then slowly at this position itself, the lining of the uterus, this zygote forms to form an embryo, means it slowly develops, divides more and more. I think we had studied about the meiotic division and mitotic division, right? So the meiosis division takes place, and this fertilized egg, actually we will no, we will term this as the word fertilized egg, because there can be also a condition of unfertilized egg. Okay, there can be also a condition, a certain condition where an unfertilized egg can be formed. Okay, so this male and female gamete fuse to form zygote, that is very well known. Now what happens to this zygote? This zygote is transformed into the embryo that we had studied just now. The zygote transformed into the embryo. Then what happens? This embryo slowly develops, and this embryo slowly develops to become a fetus. Okay, the embryo slowly gradually develops and becomes the fetus. How does it become fetus? It becomes fetus because the embryo, actually the mother's body, is connected with this fetus with the help of a small structure which is known by the name placenta. This placenta provides the sufficient nutrition, whatever nutrition is needed to the baby, or whatever nutrition is needed to the newborn child. We can say it by the name fetus also. So whatever nutrition is needed for the baby or the fetus, it is being provided through this placenta or through this structure. Okay, now what happens? This baby or this placenta slowly develops, and whatever nutrition is provided, we had said it is provided by the mother's structure. Actually, how it is provided? In the embryo, there will be a villi-like structure, a structure which is known by the name villi. This villi-like structure actually provided sufficient amount of glucose and oxygen to this embryo. Sufficient amount of oxygen and glucose is provided from the mother's body to this newborn baby or the fetus. So by this development or by this process, the organism, or we can say the human baby, gets developed, and this sufficient amount of glucose as well as oxygen is provided by the structure that we had studied, which is known by the name placenta. Okay, now all this process, of course, actually the process is so much lengthy, we need not to study so much about that, but we must understand that this lengthy process takes a certain period of time. Actually, the period of time which is being taken is termed as 9 months, or if we are specific about it, it is actually 280 days. This time period is required for a human baby to a woman to give birth to its child. Okay, so approximately 9 months time, or we can say accurately 280 days is being taken by the human baby, by the human body, to actually give growth to this organism, or to give growth to such a what we can say such a for such a development, or whatever process taken. It takes 9 months time and 280 days inaccurate is being taken for the development of the body, and for the and also for the child to come out of the mother's womb. Okay, this is the case when it happens about how a fertilized egg gets developed into an embryo. How a fertilized eggs develop into an embryo, and how this embryo gets developed into an fetus. But how can you say that if suppose, or how can it happen that if suppose a fertilization process does not occur, or no fertilization happens? How can we mention about that? How a fertilization process does not happen? How can we mention about that? So in order to say about that, we must think about one particular condition, or one particular aspect. The female body actually develops one egg per each month, right? Means if suppose the reproduction does not takes place, it means fertilization has not taken place, right? And if the fertilization has not taken place, it means the if the fertilization has not taken place, it means the fusion of male and female gamete did not take place, and by that result a new organism or an embryo have not occurred, right? But what if fertilization occurred and still, sorry, what if fertilization did not occur and egg is not fertilized? In that case, we are well aware about a fact that a human body, in the case of woman, one egg is being released each month from the uterus, right from the birth. The the woman's body will go on to develop egg cells, but after a particular age, which we had already mentioned, right after the age of puberty or the teenage, the regular uh, production of ovary takes place, and this regular production of ovary actually helps in the formation of or the hormonal change of that particular woman. But if the fertilization has not occurred, then what happens? The lining or uterus lining, it starts to become thick and spongy, and this thick and spongy lining helps for the nourishment of embryo when, if in the future the male and female gamete fuse together and form the zygote. If it is fused together at that period of time, what happens? The fertilization, for the sake of fertilization, embryo gets nourishment, right? And by that means, what happens? The uterus lining start to rupture slowly, and blood would occur from the vagina, with also along with some mucus. This process is actually known by a certain name. The name of that process is actually known as menstruation. Okay, the name of the process is actually known by the name menstruation. So what is menstruation? It is nothing but the rupturing of the uterus lining when a fertilization, when uh, unfertilized egg is occurred, and it is processed or it is produced every month. Actually, this particular process lasts for about 2 to 8 days. The menstruation process lasts for about 2 to 8 days. Okay, so that's all about the menstruation process and as well as the reproduction process. The next topic is actually reproductive health, which is actually being cancelled from the syllabus, which has been curtailed recently, but still we will study this particular topic in the further class. I hope you understood the topic. The notes of this regarding this class will be provided in the comment box of this video. Access the video, access the comment box for the notes, and write down the notes regularly. It will be a homework for you regularly to write the notes. Regarding the question answers, that we will start writing during our face-to-face class when it starts, when our school gets started. At that time we will start to write the question answers. Now you should regularly write the notes on a daily basis. So that's all about the class. Thank you and have a nice day.